So just making your way to your mats, making yourselves comfortable. Can everyone hear me okay? A little thumbs up from someone would be fab. Thank you. Great. So just making your way to a comfortable seated posture. Maybe resting the hands upon the knees, maybe your first finger and your thumb together in your chin mudra, seat of knowledge. And just turning that pubic bone down so that you get that bit of a lift through the spine. And close your eyes. Just begin by taking a few nourishing breaths. Maybe breathing in through the nose and sighing out through the mouth. Letting go of any holding, any busyness in the body or mind. Just breathe it out. Take a few deep breaths. Wonderful. Then bringing the attention to the body. So taking a brief body scan from the top of the head towards the toes. Just very briefly noticing the body part by part. The compassionate awareness. How is the body feeling today? Any areas of tightness or stiffness? Any areas you don't notice at all? Just notice how the body's feeling today. If there's any areas of tightness, just take a few nourishing breaths to that area and imagine like water flowing down, carrying with it any unwanted tensions. Imagine them evaporating from the mouth or the nose, melting away. Be okay with whatever's present today. You're perfect just as you are. Just feeling compassion towards however you're feeling. Try not to push it away or resist it. Just notice it. Breathe into it. Welcome it and accept it. Guys, now bringing your attention towards your breath. Breathing in through the nose, maybe out through the mouth. If you wish to, you can place right hand on your belly and your left hand on your heart. And just notice the breath. Notice where you feel the breath. Maybe the rising and falling of the belly or the chest. Just noticing with a gentle awareness. And then when you're ready, just tilting your head ever so slightly to the left now. I'd like you to become aware of thoughts in your mind. So maybe any concerns, or any troubles, any stories that are going on in your mind right now. Just allow them to pour from the head, imagining that they're pouring from that left ear down into your heart. Just let them pour down, or maybe dropping down like rocks, like you're emptying a heavy rucksack. Just let them drop down one by one. acknowledging that the heart can take the weight of these concerns. So just really trusting the heart, let it go. And now maybe imagining a seed of positivity, so an intention that you wish to plant today. So it might just be a word like hope, love, peace, whatever it may be, healing. Maybe for yourself, maybe for others, maybe for everybody. Just send it down. And allow that little seed to bury itself through the nooks and the crannies, between the rocks, making its way down into the heart soil. Imagining roots going down from your sitting bones and the seed making its way down. And we'll leave it there as we bring the head back to centre. Just knowing that with every breath you're going to nourish that seed of positivity. So just bring your attention back to the breath once again as we unite the palms of the hands at the heart centre, so in prayer position. Rub the palms, making them nice and warm, and place them over the closed eyes, shoulders down. Opening your eyes in darkness when you're ready, and just allow the hands to melt down away from the face. Opening your eyes, lovely. So just changing the cross of the legs if you have your legs crossed, just making sure you're nice and comfortable here. We'll come into alternate nostril breathing when you're ready. So bringing the right hand, so your middle finger and your pointer finger towards the space between the eyebrows, and we're going to use our thumb and our ring finger to alternate blocking the nostrils. So when you're ready, placing the thumb over the right nostril, we're just going to take a few deep breaths through the left. Breath in, we're going to count to 4 and hold the breath. Release the right nostril and breathe out through the right for 8. Breathing in through the right nostril for 4 and hold the breath. Breathe out through the left completely. In through the left for 4 and hold. And out through the right completely. In through the right for 4 and hold. Out through the left completely. The left for 4 and hold, and out through the right completely. In through the right for 4 and hold, and out through the left completely. In through the left for 4 and hold. Out through the right completely. Final retention of breath. In through the right for 4 and hold. And release the right hand down. Just take a few moments here. And then when you're ready, we're going to make our way down to our mats now. Lying down on our backs, releasing the arms through the legs, taking arms overhead, coming into a wonderful full body stretch, so lengthening through the arms, lengthening through the toes. Breathe in to stretch and lengthen as far as you can. And as you breathe out, just release and relax. Just take a few breaths here with the shoulders and hips, just letting go. Soften the face, soften the jaw, soften the breath. Once again, lengthening and stretching, and then releasing. Again, let it all go completely. And when you're ready, we're going to come into a banana pose, or passive stretch. So just shuffling the feet over to the left and the upper body over to the left, keeping the hips down, draping the arms overhead. You might want to cross that right ankle over left, or just leave the foot down, whatever feels good for you today. Just listening to your body. If you're tight in the shoulders, just release the hands and arms all together. Just become aware of the breath as it filters in towards the right side of the body. Like you're filling a container of positive energy. Just imagining you're breathing in sunshine and sunlight. You're sending that warmth down to every part of the right side of your body, filtering out any blockages, warming and softening any tight muscles. Like a warm liquid moving down. Visualize it going down, past the hips, down your legs. And as you breathe out, imagine it evaporating like a cloud above you, releasing, surrendering any tension. More deep breaths here. Really try to let go a little bit deeper with every exhalation. And then when you're ready, we'll do the same on the other side. So very gently and mindfully shuffling the feet over to the right corner of the mat. The upper body as well, so your left side becomes a bit longer. Do whatever you did with the feet if you crossed over one on top of the other. Doing the same on this side, draping the arms overhead, feeling that passive, compassionate stretch through the left side of the body. Send the breath down like warm liquid. Imagining a softening of muscles, limbs, lungs and heart. A few deeper breaths. And when you're ready, returning back to center. Making the body nice and long once again, this time rotating wrists and ankles. One direction then the other. And as the body becomes long this time, we're going to point the toes, stretch the fingers. As you breathe out, we're going to begin to flow with the breath. So flexing the feet and drawing your arms down towards your sides as though you're pushing the breath out with the arms like little levers. moving as slowly and as mindfully as you possibly can today. Really indulge in the present moment. Every time your mind wanders, just slow it down a little to bring you back to this present awareness, this mindfulness, mindful movement. Slow it all down. Really enjoy and indulge every movement and every breath. Wonderful, guys. Taking the arms back over the head one more time. On the inhalation. And as you exhale now, we're going to bend the knees, bringing the feet down towards the ground. Drawing the arms back down towards your sides, and as they come back down, we're going to raise the hips up, coming into a bit of a bridge, drawing the chin in towards the chest. So lowering the spine down as the arms come overhead. Really try and place every part of your back down upon the ground as the arms come over. Take a nice deep breath in with your arms overhead. And as you breathe out, once again, peeling up vertebra by vertebra. So lifting from your tailbone and then your lower back, then your mid-back, coming up onto your upper back. But just come up only as far as feels good for you today. Slow, mindful movements. Slow it down just a little bit more so that you can really feel the sensation of every vertebra upon the ground beneath you. Take a nice deep breath in when you're there. Deep breath out as you begin to peel and lift the spine once again. And if you wish to here, you can place the palms down, draw the chin towards the chest. Or if you want to, you can interlock the fingers under the body as though you're squeezing a lever. And try not to move the head or neck here. Keep the chin in towards the chest, back of the neck nice and long. And just breathe. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready, release the hands, palms to face the ceiling. Slowly peeling the spine back down, vertebra by vertebra. And when you're ready, just collapsing the knees into one another with the feet almost as wide as your mat. So bring the feet apart, knees fall in, and just breathe there. You can drape the arms overhead if you wish to. And then when you're ready, we're going to hug the knees in towards the chest, so moving slowly and mindfully. Hugging the knees in, relax the shoulders, relax the tummy. Just breathe, taking nourishing breaths in towards the belly, massaging out the tummy muscles. And when you're ready, we're just going to draw little circles, so drawing circles with the knees, keeping the knees together, circling the knees, one direction then the other, taking your time here. See if you can slow it down a bit more. And then we'll keep the toes together and draw the knees in opposite directions like a butterfly. Change directions when you're ready. Again, try and slow it down just a little bit more. And then bringing the feet down towards the ground. We're going to move into our tummy muscles now, this area of our core. So placing the palms down. And just begin to engage your pelvic floor muscles. Draw the lower tummy muscles down towards the ground as well. Trying to keep your shoulders soft. So we're just isolating this area here of the lower tummy and belly. So breathing in, let everything relax and flop down. Allow that natural arch to occur in the spine. And as you breathe out, engage pelvic floor and lower tummy muscles. Just see how that feels. That tiny shift of intention creates a really poignant shift of energy. So by doing this, we're engaging our bandhas, the areas where the muscles meet, lower tummy and pelvic floor, our mula bandha, our uddiyana bandha. So therefore, we're drawing the energy in towards the body. And we're not just losing this energy. We're like a little powerhouse, but it's like we're stoking a fire. Digestive fire. So you might even want to imagine like the warm sunshine on the area of your solar plexus, the area between the ribs, just above your navel, of your belly button. So imagine this warm sunlight igniting this area. And then we're going to take the hands behind the head. So interlock the fingers behind the head, keep a nice loose grip. Elbows wide. Continuing here, and on your next exhalation we're going to just lift the head up just a little, just slightly, and then lowering back down, releasing. Deep breath in to prepare, breathing out to engage and lift just a little, not too far. Keep breathing there. Take a few extra breaths each time, keeping that area of the tummy and pelvic floor engaged as you breathe, and lower down when you're ready. Take your time. When you're ready, nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, engage and lift. Imagine that warm sunlight upon your belly, within your belly and solar plexus. And lowering down. Wonderful, guys. Hugging the knees in towards your chest. This helps just to release the lactic acid. And then bring the feet back down. So this time we're going to raise both feet up into a tabletop position. So 90-degree angle. Lifting the head up, keeping this area engaged. And as we breathe, we're just going to toe tap. Right toes down, then left toes down, making sure that the knees come back to that neutral position. Moving in your own time with your own breath. And if you wish to, we can move it into the obliques. So as your knee comes back to center, you can draw your opposite elbow towards that knee. So the knee comes back in, and your elbow comes towards the knee. Keep breathing. If this is too much, just come back to the previous position. If you're not feeling it enough, you can tap the toes a little further away from the body. Good for you. I'm definitely feeling it. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready, hug the knees back in towards the chest. Maybe take hold of the backs of the thighs. Taking a few nourishing breaths. Maybe a gentle rock from side to side. And just crossing over, so bringing your right knee down, crossing over your left, over your right, and take hold of the opposite shins. So your legs are crossed and you're just grabbing hold of your legs here. If that feels really uncomfortable, you could just take a belt and wrap it round, or just release the hands down towards your sides. Do what feels good for you, or you can even take hold of the ankles if you want to deepen the stretch. Just breathing there. uncrossing your legs. Bring the feet as wide as the mat. Just swoosh the knees from side to side. Maybe with the arms out wide or in a cactus position. And then this time we're going to cross over the opposite leg. So right over left. Grabbing hold of your ankles, or your shins, your knees, whatever feels good, or just releasing the hands all together. Breathing there. Wonderful, guys. Releasing through the legs. So if you have a firm cushion or a block, we're going to come into a supported bridge. So bringing your feet in line with your hips, raising the hips up now and placing weight on towards a block or firm cushion. So if that feels quite uncomfortable, you can always take a rolled up blanket and place it under. So you don't need to come up too far. As you can see, I'm just coming onto the flatter edge of my block today. So it just depends on how you're feeling. Just trust yourself, trust your intuition. Raise the hips up just ever so slightly. And release the arms down towards your sides, palms facing up if you want to, as an act of surrender. Make the back of the neck nice and long so that your chin is lightly tucked into your chest. And we'll take a few ujjayi breaths here, the ocean breath. Breathing in through the nose. And as you breathe out, imagining you have little gills at the side of your neck. So you're breathing out through the side of your neck almost. It's almost like the sound of the ocean. If you're really unfamiliar with this breath and you're not quite sure of what you're doing, you can bring your hand and just place it away from your face, but imagine that you're breathing into a pane of glass. So breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth, as though you're steaming a mirror in front of you. And then we'll bring the hand down, close the mouth, but with the same intention. So imagine that mirror is in front of you. We're going to breathe in through the nose, but this time with the mouth closed. So you're making that same notion of breath, but through the back of the throat. So this ujjayi breath helps to cleanse and clear, detoxify the blood, but also helps to draw in a bit of energy, a bit more oxygen towards our blood. It's like a filtering system, but also gives us a bit more energy as we breathe. And don't worry if this doesn't feel good for you today, just return to a natural breath. Just imagine like pebbles scraping on the shore as the waves come in and out. That's what I like to imagine when I do this breath. And then when you're ready, you can leave the block where it is if you're comfortable there. We're just going to take the legs up towards the ceiling or sky. Flexing the feet slightly with the feet hip distance apart. Wonderful posture to cool down the body. If there's any heat in the body. Been on your feet all day. It's a wonderful posture just to release tension from the legs. And again, it helps to draw energy towards that thyroid gland in the throat. Cleansing and clearing any unwanted energies here from the lymphatic system. And then we can circle the ankles here if you want to, one direction then the other. And then we're going to slowly lower the feet down, take the weight in towards the toes and just lift the hips up as we
move that block away, that support from underneath you. Coming to lie on your right sides now. I'm going to come into a few IT band stretches, gluteal stretches here. So you have a few options if you want to, and I quite like to do this here with these hard Tuscan floors, is to place a blanket under my hips, just to soften it out. And you could just rest the head down, you can use the hand to rest the head, you can bend that lower knee or straighten both legs. Bring the front hand in front of you to give you a bit of balance. Your lower leg can stay down on the ground or can lift up as we begin to flex both feet and just pulse that top foot up and back down. So just breathing there, don't go up too high. Mindful movement, slow it down once again. It's a funny thing, as soon as we start moving, our head starts racing and we move quicker. So just slow it down a little, give your body, give your sense of self a chance to catch up. And then we're going to just circle that top foot, keeping the lower leg down or hovering away, whatever feels good for you. If you feel really out of balance, just bend that lower knee. And then change the circles of the foot. And then keep that foot hovered. We're just going to kick behind us, so as though you're turning on a positive light switch for the day, for the evening ahead. And then lower down. Bend the knees so that your heels are in line with your hips. And just rub and tap that top area of the hip, around the bottom, around that hip joint. Releasing that lactic acid. And then we're going to keep the heels together as we draw the top knee up and back down in time with your breath. Make sure your chin is a little bit tucked in towards your chest. There's no stress in your neck here. Keep the upper body completely soft. Lower the knees together, rub and a tap. And then if you wish to take this one a little bit further, as I quite like to do, is just to draw that bottom knee down and away from you a little bit, and then you can just take hold of that top leg, foot, ankle, whatever feels good, and just stretch it out. Keep breathing. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation, wherever you are in this posture. One more deep breath. Keep hold of that toe, foot, leg, whatever, and just take it behind you. So both of your knees are going to come back. See if you can just grab hold of your toes or the back of your legs, whatever, or just bring the hand back. And we're just going to open the hips out in front of us. So your knees come back behind you a little bit, opening out into a bit of a mini back bend here. Try and bring the head down if you're in a different position. Just be mindful of the spine and the back. Nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, we're going to swivel round, ready to do the same on the other side. So do whatever you did on the other side. Beginning with our pulsing, so flexing the feet. Breathing. Wonderful, guys. Circling that top foot, the foot flexed. Making little circles, they don't have to be big. Notice what your breath's doing. Keep breathing. Change the circles, direction of the circles when you're ready. And then clicking up and back, so you're turning on that positive light switch. behind you. Lovely. Bend the knees, rub and a tap of that upper hip, releasing any tension, lactic acid from the glutes, any tightness from that right hip. Rub it and massage it. Wonderful. Then with the heels together into our clown posture, just drawing the knee up and back down in time with the breath. Lovely, guys. Lowering once again. Rub and a tap. And then, like what we did on the other side, just shuffle the knees back a little, taking that leg up, taking hold of your leg, your shin, maybe your foot to your toe. Just breathing there. More deep breaths here. Wonderful, guys. Slowly bend that knee, keep the hand on the foot or the leg, wherever it is, and then take the legs behind you, jutting the hips forward. And take a bit of a mini back bend, like you're skydiving. Wonderful, guys. Then when you're ready, just turning onto your bellies and into Sphinx pose. So with your elbows roughly in line with your shoulders. So if there's any pinching, any twinging pain in the back today, just take the elbows further away and a little bit further in front of you and a bit wider, making a triangle with the hands. If it's just a general dull aching sensation, it's a good aching sensation. So it's a wonderful rule of thumb with our yoga is if there's any pinching and kind of a real sharp sort of pain, then it's indicating that your body's gone too far. It's a bit too much for that day, so you pull out of it. But if it's a case of just a dull, like low set sort of aching pain, then we can confuse that with the other type. So this is actually quite a positive sensation, that it just means that you can move into that with the breath. So it's not that you can push really deep and past it, but just soften into it, let it go, surrender into that sensation. So just close your eyes here if you wish to. Just internalize, bring the feet a little wider to soften through the lower back. Drop the shoulder blades down and away from the ears. Tighten the chin, just tuck it in just ever so slightly rather than craning the neck back. Just keep it in a level position and just breathe. Noticing any sounds around you, welcoming in any sensations upon your skin. Welcome the breath in. Imagine that breath moving down through to your heart space. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready, just making a triangle with the hands, we're going to rest the head to one side. And just close the eyes here. Softening through the lower back, through the spine. Let everything go and melt down. Changing the direction of the head. And then lowering the chin towards the hands now. We're going to come to alternate leg and arm raises, moving into the spine and upper back. So breathing in. As you breathe out now, drawing opposite hand and opposite leg, hovering them away from the ground. Take a few breaths and then lower down. Deep breath in to prepare. Hovering opposite arm, opposite leg, and lower down. Keep moving in this way. Deep breath in, deep breath out to lift and raise. And one more time. When you're ready, we're going to push back through the hands and draw the weight back into a child's pose. So you can keep the toes together, knees wide, arms out, or you can bring the knees together, bring the hands back to the feet. Just do what feels right for you. Draw the forehead down and relax the shoulders. I like to make a triangle with the hands here and soften the elbows. So the elbows come wide, knees wide, but that's completely up to you. Just do what feels good for you today. One more deep breath here. If you wish to, you can bring the palms of the hands together and bring the thumbs towards that C7, so the vertebra that sticks out the most at the lowest part of the neck. So bring the thumbs here and towards that cradle of the neck. This helps to open the shoulders. Few deep breaths, and when you're ready, we're going to come onto all fours. So if you wish to at this point, take a glass of water. Wonderful, guys. So coming onto all fours now. We'll do a few cat-cows from here. So wrists roughly in line with your shoulders, knees in line with your hips. Just rotate the shoulders away. As you open through the heart space, open through the spine, bend the elbows slightly. Breathing in as you breathe out, curling through the spine. There's no right or wrong here. You might just want to close the eyes, soften through the posture. And then circling the hips in a clockwise position. Allow the head and neck just to hang down. Changing the direction of the circles. Wonderful, guys. Then when you're ready, we're going to come into a downward dog. So tap the toes under, draw the weight up and back, and just breathe there. Enjoy that wonderful sensation of being upside down. Turning the world on its head. Imagine any thoughts in the mind just dropping out from the top of the head as you breathe. A slight bend in the elbows and knees as we walk the dog here, just bending one knee then the other. And then we're going to begin to walk the feet towards the hands, keep the feet hip distance apart. Bend the knees slightly and allow the body to rest over the thighs, grab hold of opposite elbows or wrists, drop the head down. The yeses or nos in the head and neck. And then release the hands, bring the feet a little closer, bring the hands to shins, nice flat back. And then lower down once again, bringing the hands towards the back of the leg, the nose towards the knees, slight bend in the knees if you need to. The nose doesn't need to be touching the knees, it's just an intention. the elbows wide. And then bring the feet a little wider once again. We're going to bend the knees and ragdoll our way up to standing. So go slowly and mindfully to avoid any head rushes. Take the shoulders away from the ears. So come towards the front of your mats now. Bringing the hands towards the lower back, heels of the hands facing down. Just jutting the hips forward now into a bit of a mini back bend if that feels okay for you. Just be mindful of the spine. Think of that lift coming up and back as we open the heart space. And then come back forward. This time bring the hands together. We'll come into a few sun salutations. So palms together, arms in line with the ears, hips coming forward. And then we're going to forward fold down from the hips, like bending the knees if you need to. Bring the hands to shins, nice flat back. And then we're going to step back right foot and then left foot into plank. Breathing there. Draw the knees down, tuck the elbows in, chin hovers, and then we're going to come up into Sphinx, low cobra or up dog, whatever feels good for you today. And then either come onto the knees or tuck the toes under. Using that core strength that you build up, come back into a downward dog. Taking 3 nourishing breaths here. Slight bend in the elbows. Slight bend in the knees if you feel tight, in the shoulders or thighs, all back. And when you're ready, bending one knee then the other, you can walk, step or jump the feet towards the hands. And then reverse swan dive or ragdoll your way back up, whatever feels good for you. Take the arms wide. And then back to center. Wonderful, guys. We'll do that one again. So interlock the fingers, arms come in line with the ears. Into your mini back bend, hips come forward. And then coming all the way down from the hips. Lowering the arms. Hands to shins, nice flat back. Lowering the hands down, this time stepping your left foot, then the right foot into plank. Breathing out. Lowering knees, tucking the elbows in, coming up, chaturanga into an up dog, low cobra, or sphinx. And then tucking your toes under or onto your knees is fine, making your way into your downward dog. Taking 3 deep and nourishing breaths here. So again, if you're tight in the shoulders, slight bend in the elbows. If you're tight in the lower back, slight bend in the knees. Just breathe it out. Wonderful, guys. Bending one knee then the other. Walking, stepping or jumping the feet towards the hands. Reverse swan dive, coming up. Slowly and mindfully. Take the arms wide. And back to neutral position. Lovely. We're going to come into Surya Namaskar B, the sun salutation B. So when you're ready, arms come up. And this time we're going to swan dive down. So turn your palms away. And then we're going to come forward from the hips. So your arms come wide and your chest comes forward. Heart comes forward, lowering down. Bring the hands to the shins. Nice flat back. And then lowering the hands down, we're just going to step the right foot back as far as feels comfortable for you today. Okay, we're going to lower that right knee. Release the right foot. Okay, so you're into a bit of a forward lunge. And then take the weight up from here. This is option 1. Option 2, arms can come up, palms to face one another. Option 3, palms together, interlocking the fingers and looking up towards the thumbs. Be mindful of the lower back. If you've got any niggles here, just come up a
a little bit more. Try not to go completely into this. Just keep this area nice and stable of the lower back. Wonderful, guys. We're going to come into a bit of an active twist. This is really good for this area of the solar plexus, igniting this digestive fire. You can watch me to begin with. We're going to keep the palms together and we're going to draw opposite elbow towards the outer edge of the opposite knee into like a prayer position. And you're going to push that top hand into the bottom. So this is option one, is to stay as we are with the knee down. Or you can tuck that back toes under and come into a twisted lunge. What feels good for you. Push the top hand into the bottom. You can look towards the top elbow and just breathe. Be very mindful as you come back down. Release the knee, release the hands. Bring both knees back towards one another. Come back into your downward dog and just breathe there. 3 nourishing breaths. We're going to bend one knee then the other, walking the dog, and then walk, step or jump, feet towards the hands, reverse swan dive, so keep your knees nice and bent and draw the arms out towards your sides as we begin to make you back up to standing. Moving slowly and mindfully, palms together, back to your heart space. Wonderful, guys, doing really well. Feeling that energy flowing through the body. We'll do the same on the other side. So Surya Namaskar B, so salutation B on the other side. So taking the arms up. This time, swan diving down from the hips. Bring the hands to shins, nice flat back. This time we're going to step that left foot back as far as feels good for you today. Keep that width in the legs so you're not on a tight rope. Release the left knee down. Release the left foot. Take the weight up. So again, you can sink into that front hip, but keep that stability in the lower back and spine. The arms can come up if you wish. Bring the palms of the hands together. Slap the fingers, you can look up if that's available to you. If not, just keep the head level and breathe there. Wonderful, guys. Coming into that twist now. So top hand into the bottom, opposite elbow to knee. You can stay here if you wish. If you want, you can tuck the back toes under. Pushing the top hand into the bottom, looking towards that top elbow. Breathing there. Wonderful, guys, doing so well. When you're ready, lower that back knee. Bring the foot back to meet the other and come back to a wonderful child's pose for all your hard work. You might want to keep those knees wide as we did before and elbows wide with that triangle, or you might just want to bring the knees together. Tuck the head in and bring the hands back towards the feet. Just do what feels good for you. Come to lie on your bellies now. So just release the whole body down onto your belly. And we're coming to our flapping fish position. So keep that triangle with the hands, imagining that there's a little magnet in the end of your right elbow and your right knee, and they're going to draw in towards one another. So the left side of your body is nice and long. It's like you're lying in bed. So really nice and relaxed now. Just breathe there, resting on that left cheek. Tuck the chin in slightly to support the neck, and just breathe.
And do the same on the other side when you're ready. Lengthening out the right side. Imagining magnets on your left side. And just breathe it out there. When you're ready, guys, just simply turning onto your backs now for final relaxation. So releasing the arms, releasing the legs, bring the feet as wide as the mat. Take your arms down towards your sides, palms facing up if you wish to. And just maybe give a little wriggle with the hips from side to side. Surrender now the whole body down into the earth. Imagine from your tailbone as a root going all the way down, connecting you to the center of the earth. Imagine there to be a golden healing light that heals you and heals all others. I'd like you to imagine that light being absorbed through those roots, through your base, through your tailbone. Imagine that light permeating, making its way through every limb of your body. Golden liquid, warm golden liquid. Every muscle, every joint, every limb of your body softening and surrendering now to this moment. Legs to fall away from the hip joints. Allow your thighs, knees, shins and feet to soften and surrender completely. Allow your waist, all your internal organs, liver, kidneys, intestines, lungs and heart relaxing and softening down. Imagine your shoulders melting and surrendering. Imagine your armpits, your forearms, elbows, hands and fingers melting, sinking down. Imagine that golden healing light shining from your heart, shining over the solar plexus area, the waist and hips, the legs, the arms, and now towards the throat. Imagine a warm, healing glow softening your shoulders, moving up through your neck, through the back of the neck, your jaw, your mouth, your face, softening, surrendering. Your eyes, your forehead, ears, nose, brain and skull, the whole of your head, softening with a warm healing light. Imagine this warm healing light moving from the top of the head all the way down through your
whole body towards your toes. From your toes, that warm light moving through your whole body towards the top of the head, and just finding a space right in the center of your being. Imagine that golden healing light spreading through every part of your body. And imagine that healing light drawing down towards that little seed you planted in the center of the earth. Imagine that tiny seed growing brighter and brighter, and that energy spreading further throughout the whole world and universe to anyone who needs your healing light today. Send it far and wide. Imagining the world may be covered with a deep sense of peace, a deep knowing, a deep healing. And imagine that energy now drawing back towards you, back up that root, towards your heart. And just imagining you're closing off that heart space, drawing that energy in, looking it in, knowing that it's there for you whenever you wish. When you're ready, just wriggling fingers and toes, maybe placing right hand on your belly and the left hand on your heart. Noticing the body breathing itself. And when and if you wish to, taking your arms overhead, rotating your wrists and your ankles. If you wish to, you can bring the soles of the feet together momentarily so that your knees fall apart. Draw your arms overhead into Supta Baddha Konasana, or do whatever stretch feels good for you at this point in time. Just trust your body to move into whatever position it needs to. Ready, if you have your legs in this position, slowly draw your arms down towards your legs, bringing the knees in towards one another. Maybe collapsing the knees in and resting the hands on your lower belly in that yoni mudra, fingers and thumbs together at your between the hips. And then hugging the knees in towards the chest. Slowly and mindfully rocking from side to side. When you're ready, rocking the weight over to one side. Just resting here for a few moments, the eyes closed. Taking the weight into the hands as you bring yourselves up to a comfortable seated posture. Eyes closed, just noticing how you're feeling now with a gentle awareness as we bring the palms of the hands to the heart center. Make the chant of Om just once to end the practice. When you're ready, nice deep breath in. Rubbing the palms. Placing them over the closed eyes, shoulders down. Opening the eyes in darkness when you're ready. And just allow the hands to melt down from the face. Bringing the hands to the head for the right thoughts. To the mouth for the right words. And to the heart for the right intentions. Namaste.